we've looked at cayenne pepper and how powerful it is. I told you a very strong dose that this man took. He did choose to stop his warfarin and go on to the cayenne. 2 capsules 3 times a day. That's a strong dose. And that's 40,000 heat units. But remember, he's coming off a pretty strong drug. He said, how long will I need to be on that? I said, maybe a month of 2-3 times a day, and then bring it back to just 1-3 times a day. And implement the sustain me principles, which keeps the blood nice and thin. And also the vasodilation effect of the breathing in through the nose, and the blood thinning effect of cayenne. He said, how long will I need to be on it? I said, maybe for the rest of your life, because remember, he's got an inherited clotting disease. But that's a small thing. He said, will I ever be cured? I said, yes. When you look to the east and see that little cloud as big as a man's hand, and Jesus is coming again, we'll all be totally cured. And until then, it's a management program. The hawthorn berry. The hawthorn berry is a herb that strengthens the heart. It's an English herb. It's usually grown in the cold climates. In Psalm 104 verse 14, the Bible says that God gave herb for the service of man. Herbs are there to serve you. And if you take the hawthorn berry and your blood pressure is too high, it'll bring it down. And if it's too low, it'll bring it up. That's what herbs do. You see, drugs are like robots. I must do. No brains. They just do. They do whether you need it or not. Whereas the herbs work with the needs of the human body. We had a man attend our program. His name's Henry. He's a retired judge. He was in his mid-60s. He had high blood pressure. He was on medication for it. He was on medication for blood sugar, for blood thinning, for blood cholesterol. Also, he had gout, and he had stomach ulcers. So he was on about 6 medications. I said, are you interested in looking at alternatives to your medication? He said, no, thank you very much. I'm very happy with my medication. Now, do you remember what God's government is based on? Free choice. And so when someone says that, I respect their choice, because it's their body and it's our right to do what we want with our body. I said, certainly. But we did put him on hawthorn berry. I think we put him on a litre of the tea a day, and that's usually 2 teaspoons to 1 cup. And all your berries, dried berries, they need a gentle simmer to 1 cup of water. And the gentle simmer might be for 10 minutes. And so we made him a litre, which would be 4 8-ounce glasses, you'd say. And he drank that through the day. We don't usually see a change in blood pressure in a week, but he said, I'll continue the hawthorn berry. He learnt the laws of health. He decided to stop his meat. He was a big meat eater. He decided to stop his coffee, his red wine. He decided to start going to bed early. He implemented an exercise program. He said, thank you very much, Barbara. It makes a lot of sense. 4 months later, I get a call from Henry. He said, I'd like to visit you and get some more hawthorn berries. I said, certainly, Henry, come for lunch. When I opened the door, I did not recognise him. He'd lost 80 pounds in 4 months. He said, I can do my coat up now. All the redness and puffiness had gone out of his face. He said, sit down, Barbara, I have a few stories to tell you. He said, I went to the doctor recently to have my blood pressure taken. And the doctor started to walk out, and Henry said, where are you going? He said, well, the machine must be broken. He said, your blood pressure's 120 on 75. He said, it's usually 160 on 90. That's on medication. Henry said, that's my blood pressure now. The doctor took him off all his medication because his blood pressure was normal, his blood cholesterol was normal, his blood thinning was normal, his blood sugar was normal, and he had no more gout and no more stomach ulcer. I think it's an interesting story. Some people choose to stop their medication. Some people choose to implement the natural way and start easing off their medication. You see, you are the one. You're the master of your destiny. You're the one that chooses. But our choices, of course, should always be made according to information. I said, tell me about your exercise program, Henry, because he wouldn't look that good without exercise. He said, I find I can walk another block every week, and I'm starting to find hills now. He said, and for breakfast I have a big spaghetti bowl with a whole grain cereal, fruit, coconut cream. Did you hear that? 80 pound lost on coconut cream every day. And seeds. I have a slice of sourdough bread with avocado and tomato. That's not a light breakfast, is it? He said, I don't eat again till lunch. He was a bachelor. He said, I have half the plate salad. I have some cooked vegetables. I have protein. He said, I'll cook up some of your Misty Mountain recipes, you know, with lentils or chickpeas or... And he said, and I have another slice of sourdough bread with avocado and tomato. And he said, and I do not eat again till breakfast. He was a very decisive man. And he was getting the results. I love the way God made it so simple and so easy. And it should be.